Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Sarah. Today I have a very exciting video for you. I have my B6 Sterling Ink Common Planner, full year vertical planner here. This will be my daily driver this year. This is basically my brain. This is where birthdays, events, work things, schedules, appointments, all of that good stuff is all going to go in here. And I'm very excited to share with you how I've set it up today. Excuse this, it's not going to last for long, but it is what it is. I've got some natural light here. The window is just on the other side of my desk. However, I live in Western Washington, so natural light is not a commodity. Well, it is a commodity, but it's one we don't have a whole lot of here. You'll also have to excuse the occasional traffic noise. It's not a nice day, but it's not cold out, so I do have the window cracked a little bit for some fresh air. So you will probably occasionally hear traffic, and I apologize, but it is what it is. I want the fresh air. So without further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, grab your planner or notebook if you're gonna kind of play along, and we'll get started. So this is just the cover on cover I ordered from Sterling Ink. It just came in the mail the other day. I had originally ordered, accidentally, the B6 Compact, and I thought I could stretch it out a little and it just wasn't working, so I caved and bought this. We're going to put this aside for now. We'll come back to it later. So on the inside cover here, I've seen so many people do this. This is the first time I've ever attempted it. It's not perfect, but I'm really happy with it. I did the washi tape cover. All of these washies are from Stationery Pal. They don't do the greatest job at sticking. It's kind of one of those, you get what you pay for. They were very cheap, but they don't have the best sticking ability. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to sweat over it. I'm happy. These are my colors. This like gold foiled moon and stars washi tape is so freaking cute. So that's my cover page. I didn't do it to the back cover, just the front cover, because when do I ever look at the back cover? Never. So moving on, this is actually a greeting card, a holiday card that my friend had sent me of like her and her husband and their kids. And I just saw the back of this and it fits my color scheme and it fits the vibe of my planner so well that I just trimmed it a little to fit the B6 size better. And I put glue all over their faces and I slapped it down in my planner. So I'm sorry to my friend, but you know, this is what I want in my planner. Your family is gorgeous, but this is what I wanted in my planner. This page, I've just denoted paydays in the light tan, and then holidays, PTOs / days off. And I will mark more holidays PTO as I take time off this year, but just the kind of quick at a glance. So I have easy reference to it is all I've done up front here. This page I've left blank. I left the sticky note of what I intend to put here. Who knows if I'll actually end up doing this. I might just leave it blank. I might find another use for it, but for now I've just left it blank. It doesn't bother me. This page, y'all, I struggled. I watched probably a dozen videos of other people setting up this page in their planners. And you know, you can see their thought process, and it looked it's fairly straightforward and simple. But then when you actually sit down to do it yourself, it's a lot harder than you think it's going to be. I still have an empty space here. I'm not like totally 100% happy or set on some of these. Like for my health goal for half year and quarterly, I just put go to the dentist and go to the doctor when needed, because like I didn't really have things that I was like super set on putting here. Some of these goals are a little more straightforward for like my fitness. I want to feel strong and confident, and I want to be at a healthier weight than I am now. And I'm not putting a ton of stress on this, but this is something for me to shoot for instead of just the goal of lose weight, feel healthy. I've kind of embodied the feeling as my someday goal. And then for my 1 year goal, I put more concrete goals. Run 6 miles confidently and pain-free. I've broken both of my ankles, and I right now, unfortunately, have 2 broken toes on my right foot. So I've been laid up pretty much all week. I've been working from home in a lot of pain. Today's the first day where I'm kind of getting back into it a little bit. It's not as painful to walk or like roll over under the blankets at night. But anyway, I digress. So I have a goal to run 6 miles and then to lose 30 pounds. So at the half year, I want to run 3 miles, lose 15, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, so on and so forth. Some of these goals, like my writing one, be a published author and have a dreamy office. So my 1 year goal is to publish my first novel, and I should add to that, repaint my office. That's a task that I'd like to take on this month. We'll see how my toes recover, but that is something that I'm aiming to start here in January or maybe February. So my half year goal is to have a draft ready for beta readers, and then I want to have signed up and maybe taken Sarah Cannon / Heart Breathing's Her Publish and Thrive course. My quarterly goal is kind of specific to this first quarter. It won't apply to all quarters. So this is what I'm saying, where it's like, I don't know that I'm totally happy with every box that I've filled out, but my first quarter this year, I want to have completed a read through of Project Clue and have revision notes made for myself. Monthly, I want to finish my first draft this month. So we'll see. Some of these, another one that was a little more straightforward was YouTube. My vision or someday goal is to foster a caring and kind community that supports each other. I want to put 30 plus videos out this year, have 1,000 followers. I'm not super like driven by the numbers. I honestly just started a YouTube channel because I was watching so many creators either in like booktube, authortube, planner community, the Sims 4 community. So I got to a point where commenting on videos wasn't enough for me. I found that I had too much to say, and I wanted to be a more involved part of the conversation, essentially. So I'm not super driven by numbers. I'm not trying to make this my full-time job by any means. This is just fun for me because, like I said, I got some shit to say. So I want to also possibly have a Discord server so that whatever community we're building right now, we can have another place to hang out besides the comment section. But again, it's just going to we're just going to wait and see how things go this year. I'm not stressing about it. So half years to put out 15 videos, quarterly 7, monthly 2 to 3, weekly, record, upload, brainstorm content, reply to comments, and then same thing for the daily. My cat Ellery's right here. You can see her tiny little whiskers. Hi, Miss Kitty. And then I have, various goals if you are so inclined to pause it. If you're that nosy, which I don't judge you for, you can pause and read these more in depth, but I'm not going to go over all of these because it's just not worth it. Next, I have my quarterly page. Pull that out. So I kind of broke these sections down into my 6 categories. So I put specific numbers for how much I want to pay down certain debts. I have some writing goals here, and then I kind of broke those down even further into what I can do this month. And I didn't fill out February or March because, ideally I will have done all of these things in January, and then I'd be moving on to the next step for February, so on and so forth for March. But life happens. We're not perfect. We don't always accomplish all of our goals the way we think we're going to. So I have my quarterly goals here, and at the end of January, I can come back to this page and say, okay, I did this and this, but I didn't do this or this. So these things will be repeated for February, but I will move on to the next step for these 2 goals in February. So we're just going to take it 1 month at a time. And then I have here some Poshmark stats. I am a buyer and seller on Poshmark. I've been on Poshmark for about 10 years now, and I've been selling on Poshmark for about 9. So it's not something that I super aim to make money. I'm not going thrifting and, scoring things to resell for triple the price that I bought them at. I just sell things from my closet. I used to work clothing retail, so I have a lot of clothing to kind of go through and get rid of. So it's just another way I kind of supplement my income. Another way, the only way I supplement my income besides my, regular job. But here I have, so at the end of January, I will go through and kind of fill out these data points to see how I did for the month of January. And then here I have some habits that I like to track. I want to make sure I'm drinking water, moving my body. Some days that means I'm running or doing an ab workout, or I'm just walking the dogs on my lunch break, whatever it is. If I moved that day, I'm counting it. A sober day, my husband is a brewer, so I have unlimited access to beer, and that's not good for your health. So I like to track how many days I'm not consuming any beer or alcohol at all. Days where I complete my skincare, days where I do all of my oral hygiene, not just some of it because I'm running late for work, days we do the litter boxes, read, and if I write. So haven't filled anything out for today the 4th yet, but I think other than that I'm up to date. I might not have finished filling out yesterday. I'll figure that out later. And then I didn't fill anything out for the rest of the quarters because, like I said a few minutes ago, life happens, things change. I'm not trying to plan for November how I am now. It's just not practical. Hello, can I help you? Ma'am. Ellery, you're drooly in your old age, and I really would appreciate it if you did not drool on my planner. That would be great. December, after the quarterly goals, we move into the monthly view. I didn't fill anything out for December because I wasn't using this planner in December. So, put my page marker back. I'm not using tabs. I used tabs last year in my Hobonichi cousin, and man, they got destroyed. And I'm not knocking the shop they were from. I'm just really rough on my things, and so I don't think tabs would stand a fighting chance in my planner. So I'm just not. Hello, hello, ma'am. You're very cute. You're very cute. I'm just not even gonna try. Okay, you gotta go. This can't be your life right now. This is not what the viewers are here for. Even though you're beautiful, you gotta go. Okay, thank you. Oh, and she's already up. We'll see how long that lasts. But I have my monthly here. I will add things to it as necessary. I marked that I'm working from home all week. And then I will just kind of continue. These stickers are from Orange Umbrella Co. They were just extras. I had, I only have them through June. And then July, I don't have them. That doesn't bother me. I'm just trying to use some of the things that I have. So after the monthlies, we do get January 2024. However, I don't think I'll use it because by then I will be moving into my, did I say January 2024? I meant January 2025. They give us January 2025, but I will be in my new planner, whatever I decide to use next year. And then we come to the weeklies. I probably won't use a ton of stickers. I've used a few. And I think it'll probably just vary by the week. I'm not going to say, yes, I'm using stickers, or no, I'm not using stickers. I'm just going to use up what I have when I feel like it. And I'm not going to use them when I don't feel like it. Because I'm not trying to, like, make this a whole thing where I have to do things a certain way. I'm just doing what I want. So New Year's Day was a little rough for me. I partied a little too hard on New Year's Eve, and I was on the couch, hungover for much of the day, and then laying on the couch literally all day because of my broken toes. Tuesday, same thing, not hungover, but on the couch. I was going back and forth between my computer to work from home and then going to the couch to watch Love Island and ice my toes, and then going back to my computer to work, and I was just back and forth all day. Got my little to-do list here today because I'm not trying to overdo it, but I am finally starting to feel better, and I'm a little more mobile than I have been all week, so I want to help my husband with things around the house, as much as I can, because doing everything around the house and taking care of me and taking care of our 2 dogs and 4 cats is a lot, and he's the best Mr. Mom. He's nursed me back to health when I've had a broken ankle before, so I know he can do it, but I just want to take as much stress off of him as I can. And I don't do well sitting around doing nothing. It's nice for a little bit to be like, oh yeah, you go take the dogs out. And then I'm over it and I'm like up doing stuff because I can't sit still. But anyway, so that's kind of how my weeklies will go. I'll just put whatever I want in them, I guess. Excuse me. And I just have a few pages clipped together here. Not for any particular reason other than to like have something a little more substantial to grab when I'm flipping to this page other than just the one piece of paper. So once we get through the weekly pages, we come to the notes section. I have not totally filled out my table of contents. That's fine. I can do that literally anytime. I did give myself 4 pages for it. And then we move into my first thing here. And I've seen a few people make this list. I've heard them called a couple different names. What they exactly are, I can't remember, but I did see a few people calling it a silent task list. So these are things that don't necessarily have a sense of urgency in the sense that they have a timeline where, you know, your taxes would not fall on your silent task list because they need to be done and filed by a certain date. But these are just things that are maybe important in some ways, but they're not going to, you know, get you in trouble with the IRS or with your boss at work, or they're not going to necessarily impact your relationships. Just things that need to get done with no particular time frame or sense of urgency. So some things that have been weighing on my mind, I need to, really all of these are reorganize. Don't know why I wrote organize 3 times and reorganize once. They're all reorganizing. But I want to organize the bathroom cabinet because it's a hot mess. I want to organize and declutter my office drawers. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I've acquired some things, and so I maybe need a bigger drawer for these things, and this other thing that's in a bigger drawer could go in a smaller drawer, just kind of shuffling things around. And this will help with prepping my office to be repainted and resurfacing the walls because they're not smooth. They're like kind of popcorn texture. Ma'am, you are just trying to steal the show today. Go on. Get out of it. Oh my God, your tail. You're making me nervous. Okay, so sorry. So yeah, this organizing my office will kind of help prep me to renovate it and get going on that project. We desperately need to reorganize our kitchen, and then I need to reorganize the shelves in our laundry room. And then anything I think of through the year, I'll just add to this. I did give myself 4 pages for this as well. And then I have my seasonal task list here. So I have things like deep clean the bathroom, deep clean kitchen, clean the litter box, like actually empty them, wash them out with soap, clean them, not like change them and maintain them. Wash the pet bedding, wash towels, mattress cover, change toothbrushes, change sponges, change our air filters for our air purifiers, wash the rugs, change the oil in my truck, clean the inside of my truck, get the dogs bathed and groomed, and then cleaning windows. And as you can see, I am washing the towels today, so I put a 4 next to it. And then if I end up doing it again this month, I can just add another date where I did it. And that way I can kind of see like, oh, it's been 4 months since we changed our toothbrush. We better change that now. And then I just have the second half of the year here. And I have space to add things because this is not an exhaustive list. It's just what I could think of in the moment. Next, I have our vet appointment tracker. I have the date that they went, the name of the pet, the reason for a visit, the cost, any medications prescribed, and then any notes or instructions from the vet. We have, like I said, 2 dogs, 4 cats. 1 dog is a senior, large breed. She's a German Shepherd, so she's going to be needing more and more care as she ages. And then we have 1 senior / almost geriatric kitty, Ellery, the one who you've been seeing today. She will be the main co-star of these videos because she hangs out in my office quite often. But she has epilepsy and she needs medication twice a day, and then she has to get blood work every 6 months, so we want to make sure we're staying on top of those kinds of things for her. And then we have another kitty who has some health and behavioral. We have 2 other kitties who have health and or behavioral issues. And then we have, knock on wood, 1 cat with no issues. So we'll just hope it stays that way. But there's lots of things to remember. So I've allowed myself 4 pages for the vet tracker spread as well. Maybe we can get through this year with only 1 page, but I don't think so. Then I have my menstrual tracker. I started doing this last year kind of randomly at the beginning of the year, and I'm really happy I did. I fell off of it. I did not keep up with it for the entire year, but I am really happy that I started and kept up with it for probably the first 5 or so months of the year, because I was having some kind of reproductive health issues, and I'm so glad that I had notes to look back on and show to the doctor. I literally handed the doctor my planner last year, and I was like, here. And they were like, wow, you're so organized. And I was like, it's, yeah, kind of a thing. You wouldn't understand. It's a planner thing. But I have, on this page, I've noted when the new first quarter, last quarter, and full moons are. That way I can kind of see how my cycle is syncing up with the moon cycle. And then I will just go in on these days and fill out anything from these keys that I need to. So some symptoms: if I'm crampy, bloated, hungry, irritated, tired. And then I don't know if other people get this, but I frequently get sore legs on my period. And so I'd like to keep track of that as well. And then I also want to keep track of my flow. So if I'm spotting, very light, regular, heavy, or super heavy, because there have been times where my period has shown up for over 2 weeks straight, not in full force, but it's been there, and that kind of tipped me off to like, hey, maybe something's not quite right. So I will keep track of my flow. And then I have a note section here, because I found that really useful last year when I was at the doctor. I had some notes written down that I could show to them. And then this is for, what the heck? This is the same thing, menstrual tracker, but for the second half of the year. I guess I'll need to add that up top here. Forgot about that. And then I had started, I don't know if you can see the ghosting of the grid here on this page, and it goes from page 19 to 23. That's because on pages 20 and 21, I just fucked up too badly to for my whiteout to save it. So I just glued those pages together and we moved on and redid it somewhere else. So here I have some planner and stationery ideas, whether it's things that I want to add to my planner, ideas that I saw from someone else that inspired me, or if it's supplies that I want and I think I need so badly that I have to buy it now. Not going to do that. I can put it down in here and save it for later. And there's a good chance I'll just forget about it. Next, this is what I fucked up on a couple pages ago. So this is my Couch to 5K plan. I used to be really into running. I would run 5 to 8 miles 6 days a week. And then on my day that I wasn't running, I'd go for a 12-mile hike. So I used to be very active with running. And then after breaking 2 of my ankles less than a year apart from each other, and then the pandemic and everyone was quarantining, and then I kind of lost motivation and gained weight. The typical kind of COVID story that a lot of us, and sentiment that I think a lot of us feel. I still kind of feel like I'm shaking myself off after quarantine in many ways. And so last year I had started doing Couch to 5K with our youngest dog, who just loves it. He's the best running partner I could ask for. He's so wonderful. So we had started doing that, and then I injured my toes, not the same ones that I injured right now, but I injured my toes because it turns out my running shoes were too tight. Also turns out that when you gain weight, your feet often, gain a little weight or swell. So my running shoes were no longer fitting like they used to, and they were squeezing my toes together in the toe box. And I went to a physical therapist and my regular doctor, and they were like, yeah, you just need new running shoes. So once my current toe injuries are healed, I am going to go out and buy some new running shoes, and my dog and I will get right back at it. And here's the plan that we were following last year that was working really well for us. And then I have just a blank section here for any notes. If I decide to start tracking, sorry, here comes the school bus. If I decide to start tracking my runs, I've got space to do that, or just making generic notes. I have a whole blank page to work with. Next, I have my wish list. This can be for planner supplies or whatever else. Instead of just buying something, I can put it on my wish list. And, like I said a couple minutes ago, I will either come back and be like, oh, I don't really need this, do I? Or I can say, hey, Mom, my birthday's coming up. I'd really like a Bluetooth speaker for my pillow. And then when folks ask for gift ideas, I've got some ideas to turn to right away, instead of being like, I don't know, whatever. And then in the same vein, I also have gift ideas for other folks. So I can, as I think of things, and I've got this blocked out here because I don't think they're going to watch my videos, but you never know. And I don't want them to see. So as I think of gift ideas for other people, I can write them here. Next, this page is a little bit redundant, but I do want to have this in my main planner as well as my reading journal. This will just be a pure list, nothing fancy, title and author of the books I've read this year. I have a whole reading journal to nerd out and do other statistics and fancier things. This is just like, I pick up my planner 6 years from now and I want to see what I read. Boom, there it is. Don't think I'll need any more than this. That'll be enough space. And then this is I'm not going to say I'm doing a no-buy year. I know a lot of folks are on that train this year, and I am your hype girl. I will be doing a low-buy year, but I don't think I have the willpower to do a straight no-buy year. So I wrote down some encouragements to myself, my reason why I'm doing it, some triggers that make me want to shop, and kind of things to watch out for. And then I have some things to do instead of adding to cart. And then I saw this on, what is her name? I'm so sorry, I can't think of it. If I think of it, I'll add it in the description. But I've watched a few videos of someone who's doing a no-buy year this year, and she had a little flow chart of, do you need it or not? So I put this in here as a reminder to myself. And then, kind of going in the same vein, piggybacking off of this, I will keep track of all of my spending. This is not things like the mortgage or utilities or bills or grocery shopping. They're not for things that we need. This won't have vet visits. It won't have gas fill-ups. Those are all things we need. This, I just want to keep track of frivolous spending. Like, oh, did I really need to buy that washi tape? Did I really need to go get a cup of coffee? That's about it. I hardly go out for coffee. I can count on one hand the number of times I've bought coffee out this year. That's not something I typically spend money on, but you get the point. So I will put the date, how much I spent, what I spent it on and any notes. Like, oh, I saw it on Instagram, or, you know, maybe I do feel like this was a justified purchase because of blah, blah, blah. I ripped my pants. Although then I wouldn't add it to this in the first place, because if I rip a pair of pants, I am allowing myself to replace them. I will also not put my running shoes that I'm going to be buying on this list, because if I want to pick up running again, I cannot continue wearing the pair that I have. So I will allow myself to buy a new pair of running shoes, but you get the idea. So I just did it for, well, I didn't do it for every month, because maybe in March, I did it for the first 2 months in the same way, but I don't know that this exact format will work out for me in March. Maybe I have another idea of what I can do differently. But I do have pages for every month through December. And then I have a page, or a 2-page spread here for kind of reflections at the end of the year, things that I'm proud of myself for doing, maybe what I didn't accomplish that I wanted to, all of those kind of end of year reflections on my finances. So I have that. And then finally, starting on page 58 of the notes section, I'm just going to use these for dailies. Maybe I'm like packing for a trip, and so I'll say January 4th, packing list for San Diego. I'm not going to San Diego, but you know what I mean. I'll just use these as needed. Maybe I'm super productive and I want to write a huge to-do list that doesn't fit in the weekly section. So these are just my pages to use however I see fit. And then again, nothing back here except for some cat hair. But yeah, that is my 2024 planner. And then I did bring this. This is, I've seen a lot of folks do this. I want to say I saw the Organized Money on YouTube. I saw her do a whole, I think it was a live session where she was chatting for like a good hour and a half or so. Or maybe it was a video on why you need a companion notebook. So this will just be my scritch paper. And she kind of explained it as, you know, maybe you acquire, hello, my sweet baby, hi. Maybe you acquire a piece of information that you only need to hang on to because it's a, you know, a case reference number from your doctor, and you don't need it to go in your planner permanently, but you do need to call another phone number and give that person your reference number. So, you know, I'll write the reference number with the phone number in my companion notebook. And then in another situation, maybe I acquire a piece of information that I don't know where it should go or what to do with it quite yet. So I can just let it live in here until I figure out where it needs to go in my planner. Maybe I just want to do a packing list in here instead of in my planner. So this is just going to be my brain dump notebook, where I just write whatever. So, Miss Kitty, you have to be over here for a little bit. Come on. My God, it's so much cat hair. Ah, this is my life. This is what I signed up for. Bring that back for the vibes. So in here, I left the first page and then these 2 pages blank. Oh, and those, probably for a table of contents. Oh, and those, all right. And on this page, I did my kind of drafting of that goal breakdown sheet, and then I took these things and put them into my planner. And then the only other thing I have in here so far is just kind of a running shopping list. We ran out of, well, we're almost out of laundry detergent. So I just wanted to put that in a space where I knew I would remember it and take this to the store with me next time we make a store run. That way I don't forget laundry detergent, because I can't. We really need it. But that's all I have in here so far. I'm sure this will fill up pretty quickly. I might go through 2 of these this year. We'll see. But that is my 2024 main daily driver planner. I hope you folks enjoyed it. I hope you gained some inspiration or were just entertained while you were, you know, playing in your planner or doing the dishes in the background. I'm glad that you decided to have me keep you company today. Let me know how your start to the new year is going. If you had a happy New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, if you've set up your planners, what you're using, how you're enjoying them or not enjoying them. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.